Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 12th to the 18th of December 2016. We're coming up to the full moon in Gemini on Wednesday, but before that we have a lot more activity. We have the Sun meeting with Saturn. So if you imagine the Sun as your inner light, the light cells in your body, your life force energy, meeting with Saturn, then that is the structure, that's your backbone, that's what you stand upright for. So there's a seriousness to this, but one where it says take ourselves seriously, have a look at what we take seriously, and stand strong, stand firm, stand flexible in what's right. So there's a great deal of righteousness in this, but justified righteousness, to actually have done the research, to know where you stand, to know what supports you, and to come into alignment with that really as the Sun meets with Saturn. This also has a beautiful trine to Uranus, which is helping. That helps to expand into the space we've created, to be able to flow more easily, to make life more simple really. There's a decluttering that's gone on, so we should feel lighter and brighter, less cluttered, less bogged down by any restrictions, any limited thoughts and behaviour patterns, so that we can flow and expand into our majesty. So there's a beautiful trine there going on between the Sun, Saturn and Uranus. On Wednesday it's the festival of Lucia in Sweden, and this is the festival of light. There's 11 days left before we see the light come back on the 24th of December, when the Sun starts to grow in its arc across the sky and the daylight hours start to expand. So this festival is all to do with the returning of the light, to honouring the inner light as we go into the darkest weeks of the year, and to focus our attention on our energy and on the light that we carry, and to radiate that. So we can move the light around in our bodies. We can actually focus attention. If you begin with the heart and then you actually visualize and feel the light moving in your body, you can actually move it to clear any blocks. You can create free flow internally, and you can feel the light within. So this is a wonderful time to do that on the 13th of December, to just meditate on your inner light and free up any blocked channels, as we have this assistance from the Sun, Saturn and Uranus as well. So by early Wednesday morning in the UK we have the full moon in Gemini, and this is at 22 degrees. Last month we had the full moon at 22 degrees Taurus, and 22 is the number of the master builder, so we can see that what we were building, what we wanted to build last month with the full moon in Taurus, we can actually energize that with Gemini. As we're heading into a Mercury retrograde phase and Mercury rules Gemini, then this is a good time to just have the thoughts, just have the ideas and the inspiration of what we want to build and what we want to communicate and what we want to structure in the coming months. But there will be some shifts and changes as we go into the Mercury retrograde phase, which begins on the 19th on Monday. So Gemini is a very social sign. It's quick moving and quick thinking, it's chatty, it's busy, and it likes to be out and about, exploring and investigating things. But at the full moon, this is a time of reflection and gratitude. So we carry on this celebration of inner light as the number 22, the full moon at 22 degrees Gemini, is double 11, that's double light, because 11 is the number of light and illumination. The 11th sign of the zodiac is Aquarius, the star card in tarot, so we're looking at the vision and the inspiration and the new ways of being that we can bring in if we focus in on our light and what excites us and what makes us feel radiant and hopeful. So reflecting on that with the discernment that we've got with the Saturn conjunction, what we really feel in the stillness, what we really hear, because if it's a Gemini full moon, then maybe not to be too busy and chatty, but to be silent, to listen and to embrace reflection is a good thing on Wednesday. The coming Mercury retrograde will have us listening into the spaces, listening into the tone and texture of life, as it will be Mercury retrograde in Capricorn. So if we stop long enough to listen with all of our senses, if we practice presence and patience, then we may get some inspiration, as Gemini is the sign of inspiration. So the Sun is at 22 degrees Sagittarius opposite the Moon, Sagittarius likes to take the whole story, take all the investigation, and then broadcast that to a wide audience. So if we are quiet, if we are present, if we are listening and receiving the inspiration of this Gemini full moon, then we will be able to tell our story. We'll be able to reveal later on some of the wisdom that we've received. This full moon makes a beautiful angle to some of the aspects I've mentioned before. So we have the Sun and Saturn in Sagittarius opposite the full moon in Gemini, but making beautiful harmonics to Uranus and to Jupiter as well. So really a sense of great hope coming forwards, great rebirth of our inner light, the passion, the wisdom, the vision, and to be able to see a way through the darkest weeks and hold that vision, hold that hope, hold that light for when we're reborn after the winter solstice. As I say, we're coming up to the Mercury retrograde, so by Saturday and Sunday we'll be starting to feel that as it kicks into effect on Monday. And Mercury is next to Pluto in the chart, deep in the middle cave of Capricorn's mountain. So a very still, very stern, very serious aspect here. We need to take a look at our thoughts and whether they're serving us. We need to take a look at our opinions and what we really believe, and is it true. We need to have a talk with ourselves and make sure that we're creating thoughts, words and actions in alignment with our true self. And very much practice listening as well. This is not going to be a very talkative Christmas. This is going to be one to actually feel into the tone, feel into the roots of any issue, and feel with discernment what's actually true. Mars is still tearing it up in Aquarius, so this gives us that sense of frisson, the passion, the vision that we're looking for in beautiful harmonics in the rest of this chart. Not to be acted upon, but with the feeling into our light, we can feel into what we're passionate and excited about. We can start to visualize where that might lead, what that might create to a new future. So all told, a feeling of purity and light this week. It may seem like we're living in a complicated world. I've had lots of reports that 2016 has not been people's favourite year. They've found it very, very challenging. But all of those challenges have been for a reason. We've been cleared of our debris. We've had the veils removed even further, and we can see more clearly now. But very much a week to focus on beauty and intuition, inspiration, to sense beyond the five senses, to dream into the future, your vision of how you'd like things to be rather than focus on what you don't like in life, and to hold that light and run that light through the cells of your body, giving yourself a winter solstice rebirth, energizing, liberating and connecting. So those are horoscopes for this week, and I'll see you next week. If you're looking for a simple but authentic gift, I've created a PDF information pack for each of the zodiac signs, and this looks into how to work with your sign on the physical, mental, emotional and spiritual level, as well as how to calculate your power dates in the year, to work more strongly with crystals and alternative power animals that align with your sign, and a special custom herbal blend that I've made for each sign as well. So those are available for £10 or as a voucher. And I also have vouchers for readings or courses as well, so you're very welcome to gift somebody a gift that will last all year with an astrological reading, or even one of my online courses. I have the foundation course, the full astrology course, a trilogy of tarot courses, 2 courses on how to work with the moon cycles, and 1 course on how to energize your space using the elements and herbs and crystals. And finally, I have my online group as well. If you'd like to start to engage with astrology over the coming year, this is a great way to do it. You can post up your chart and start chatting with like-hearted souls. We've got conversations about the current aspects as well as other very intuitive esoteric subjects like tarot and crystals and numerology, so there's plenty of discussion going on there in the online members group. So for any of that, please do contact me, zoehines7@gmail.com.